All right, former Congressman Walsh, your former colleagues, Charlie Dent from Pennsylvania, Pete King from New York, Adam Kinzinger from here in Illinois, have been on the offensive against the Freedom Caucus in the House since John Boehner has resigned. They have been particularly nasty about them. What do you think about this fight going on between the establishment Republicans and the Tea Party in the House of Representatives?
Well, Ulysses, we saw it coming. Look, when we all got elected in 2010, that was sort of the victory of the Tea Party. And ever since then, ever since I was in Washington, the establishment said they're going to fight back, and that's what they're doing now. The Chamber of Commerce is going to spend a lot of money to try to defeat conservative Republicans. I think congressmen like Adam Kinzinger, they're doing what the Chamber and the establishment and, truthfully, Republican leadership in Washington is telling them to do. I'm sure Adam's under orders to say this. Go after conservatives because they're trying to fight back. They don't want people like Joe Walsh or Ted Cruz in Washington. So it is a real fight, and you and I have talked. It's long overdue. I'm glad they're fighting.
Adam Kinzinger, in particular, has been particularly nasty in his criticism.
Boehner's boy. We're talking about Boehner's boy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been particularly nasty in his criticisms of the Freedom Caucus. He has called them legislative hostage takers. He has said that they are not really conservatives, and he has said that he is more conservative than they are, which is really laughable considering that he is one of the largest amnesty supporters in the House of Representatives. You, in all rights, would probably be a member of the Freedom Caucus if you were still in Congress.
Absolutely.
What do you think about all of that criticism coming from an establishment guy like Kinzinger?
Look, Adam Kinzinger and I got elected both in 2010. We went to Washington together, and within a day we all called him Boehner's boy because he was John Boehner's boy. He does whatever leadership in the establishment tell him to do. I have no doubt, Ulysses, that leadership in the establishment have told him, go after the Freedom Caucus, go after the conservatives, and he's doing their dirty work for him. Look, Adam's one of these almost frauds who got elected saying he's a Tea Party conservative. From the moment he's been there, he has not governed like one. He's an establishment rhino Republican, and it amazes me that this district, we're in his district right now, such a conservative, America-loving, freedom-loving district, has a guy like that representing them in Washington. It's just an absolute shame. But the Freedom Caucus will fight back about him. They know what he's about. They know that he's Boehner's boy, and he'll do whatever leadership tells him to do.
All right. With the Freedom Caucus exerting its influence in the
Thank God for him.
In the Speaker's race, who would you really like to see become Speaker of the House?
Not Paul Ryan, Ulysses. Look, you cannot have a Speaker of the House who supports amnesty. That is one issue that the Republican Party has to be firmly against. Thank God for the Freedom Caucus. If not for the Freedom Caucus, Kevin McCarthy right now would be Speaker, and Adam Kinzinger would be doing whatever Kevin McCarthy told him to do. Thank God for the Freedom Caucus. They're the only leverage we have in the House to try to have a real conservative Speaker. I don't know who that is. You know I love the head of the Freedom Caucus, Congressman Jim Jordan of Ohio. It needs to be a conservative because the Republican Party should be a conservative party.
All right. And everybody in Illinois keeps asking, is Joe Walsh going to run for any office in the near future?
Short answer is I don't know. Look, it's up to God. I'm trying to change hearts and minds. If I can do that on the radio, or I'm better served doing that back in Washington, D.C., I don't know. We'll figure that out soon. But we're in a battle, Ulysses. We are in a battle, and it's a battle for the heart and the soul of the Republican Party. Adam Kinzinger represents a sellout of the Republican Party. There's no difference between Adam and Mark Kirk in the Democrat Party. This civil war that the Republican Party is going through right now, it's going to take a while to play out, and I'm going to be a part of it no matter where I am.